How often do you have to re-wax your chain? It depends. It depends on the conditions, where you're riding, how muddy it is, but it tends to tell you. It will get noisier, the chain will get noisier, you can clearly hear it, whereas if you're using a lube, a wet lube, it just becomes more contaminated and you can't hear. All it's doing is the damage and grinding away inside, and you just don't know it's doing that. Whereas a wax chain will get louder. You can hear it's getting louder, and it starts squeaking, and that's when it's time to re-wax it. In the winter, if it's really muddy, you might have to re-wax it every time you go out for a ride, whereas in the summer, even off-road, you can get a couple of 100 kilometres out of it, which is a long way off-road. On the road, it could be anything. If it's dry, you could get 300-400 kilometres out of one chain before you need to re-wax it again. This might all seem a bit of a hassle, but actually long term, it's quite straightforward, and you soon get into a routine. Come back, clean your bike, take the chain off, dry it, straight into the wax spot, go and have a shower, come back, hang it up, it's ready to go. And if you're running a second chain, stick that straight on. Why run two chains? Well, the cassette is the expensive part, and you want to go as long as you can without replacing that. So if you do two chains in rotation, swap them. Every time you wax it, put on the other one you've already pre-prepared. The chains will wear much slower, and they will wear at the same rate. So you can interswap them without any issues. There'll be no shifting issues, and the cassette will just go on forever. I personally, on this mountain bike setup that I've shown you here, I've been running it for the last 9 months with a 2-chain rotation, and I've done 7,000 kilometers on it, and it's still not showing 0.01 chain wear on the chain checker tool, sorry. And I've done bike packing on it, I've done mountain bike races, I've done just general riding in wet and muddy conditions, and also during the summer. I'm running 2 chains from 2 different companies. One's a SRAM and the other one is from KMC. They were both brand new from when they started. Neither of them are showing any excess wear. I rotate them both. I haven't kept a track of which one has done more, but approximately about the same, and they're both going strong. I can't tell which one's on the bike. The power links are actually single use, although I have used them for the whole 9 months. Swap them over as and when I swap the chain over, and I had 2 sets running, and they've been perfectly fine. Saying that, I am going to swap over to a Wippermann 12-speed chain link, just because they are reusable and should be stronger, gives you more peace of mind when you're bike packing in the middle of nowhere. I do always carry spare chain links. The wax I've used here is Silka Secret Hot Wax. That's quite hard to say. And if I'm over bike packing away from the hot wax itself, I'll take Silka Synergetic just to top up. Normally will last, but if you get a rainstorm or you're going through heavy mud, then you'll need to top it up with something. And if I've missed anything out or you have any questions, please put it in the comments below. Please watch one of these videos. Where is it? Here? Oh, it's this awkward bit at the end, isn't it? What do I do now? There, is it there? Thanks for watching.